Welcome to session 4, remote learning. Today we're going to draw Baby Yoda from the Mandalorian. So let's get started. I'm going to start with his eyes. So I'm going to make a curved line right there, and then a curved line underneath to meet it around. Kind of like a teardrop shape on the side. The point is kind of facing inward here, leaving some space in the middle. Curved line on the top for this eye. And then the point is the inside. It's more pointy on the inside here. Curved line around for the bottom, and then connect it to the outside of the eye. All right, underneath, we're going to draw, underneath the eyes in the middle here, we're going to draw a kind of a short curved line right there, U shape, and then an upside down U shape for the mouth, longer in length. The mouth goes about to the inside of this eye and the inside of this eye. You can kind of determine the length of the mouth. Let's go to the side of his eye, leaving a little space here. I'm going to draw a diagonal line up, kind of curve it in, and then when I get to the top of the eye, I'm going to bring this line all the way out. Make it a little wavy. It's going to be for the inside part of his ear. I'm also then going to bring this line back in toward the shape of his head, which we're going to make here. So in, and when I get to about where I started there, I'm going to stop. Okay, let's go on to the other side of his face. So again, leaving about the same distance as we did on this side. So over here, I'm going to make a curved line up. When I get to about the top of the eye, I'm going to stop and then start to make this line out. I can change the direction of it here. This one's going to be more straight. Maybe I want to make this one a little bit pointing up, so diagonally up, bringing it out, and then again bringing this line back in, forming a triangle shape here, but we're not going to close it off. And then we're going to bring the top shape of his head, or the top line of his head, around. It's going to be a curved line, meeting it all the way on the other side, just like that. And now we can start to make the bottom shape of his face as well. His cheeks are about right here, so I'm just going to bring a bump line out on both sides, just like that. All right, we're going to leave that open. Now we're going to start working on his jacket or his robe or whatever he has on here. So I'm going to bring a diagonal line out, kind of right underneath his, if this is the sides of his eye, the bottom of his eye, bring it out to here. And then I'm going to bring that line diagonally down this way. And again, I make them kind of bumpy and wavy. He's got a kind of lot of folds and wrinkles in his jacket here, bringing this line almost like a curved diagonal as I bring it in toward the middle of his face, not all the way in the middle, and then I'm going to bring it up. And then I'm going to make kind of a little shape that comes out and then back in, almost like a triangle right there, which is going to connect back to where we started there. All right. This part is going to continue toward this side here. This is the collar of his jacket. So we're going to bring that up and around, kind of fold it behind his face. Again, a diagonal line down on this side, and then a wavy, bumpy line all the way to here so we can connect the collar of his jacket. A little wider on the outside, thinner on the inside. You can indicate some folds by just making some lines like this, detail lines. Okay, and we're gonna also just make a kind of a triangle shape right in there. And I'm gonna shade that in now. That's gonna be the shadow area that folds around the back of his head. Also on this side, this is kind of a shadow area, so I'm just gonna shade that in as well. Let's move up to finish his ears. So his ears, the bottom part of his ear, I'm gonna start from the outside and bring it in. So about here, and this part of his ear kind of just hangs down. Maybe it goes a bit behind his jacket, and then I'll make another line to indicate the inside of his ear like that. Let's do it again on this side, starting from the outside, bringing it in. A little wavy, I bring it down. And all the way back to his face. This one will make a little higher, indicating an inside line for his ear. Just like that, looks pretty good. All right, let's work on his eyes now. We're gonna do a curved line right there for the inside of his eye and right here. And we're gonna do that on both sides, curved line on the inside there and inside here. I'm gonna also make a highlight in his eye, so we're gonna make a circle right there, kind of an oval shape or a circle shape. You want to do that on the same side of both eyes. So if it's on this side of the eye on this one, we want to do it on this side of the eye on this one. Okay? And then we're going to make the pupil of the eye, which is going to be kind of a circle shape that goes around like that and like that. And when we fill that in, again, we're going to leave that highlight area open. Let's indicate some wrinkles on his forehead, kind of like light lines that go across, maybe some eyebrows right above, and some more indication of forehead lines like that. And he's got these little hairs that kind of go all the way along the top of his head, just like this. Baby Yoda hairs all the way along the ridge of his head and then the top of his ears, and we can always come back and add more of these. All right, let's work on his arms now as I continue here. Below the collar, I'm gonna bring a bumpy diagonal line out on this side and then bring it back diagonally in like this. That's gonna be the sleeve for one side of his arm, and then let's do the other one, kind of match it. So again, diagonally out, and then this one I'll make a little straighter, so like that. This one I brought up a little bit more. This one's a little straighter toward the inside. All right, let's make his hands. His hands is going to be a curved line around and then back up. The inside's kind of like a slanted U shape. And then his thumb is going to be on this side. So coming back down, bringing a line back up and curve it in. All right, and on this side, same thing, just opposite. So again, a curved line out on the outside, back up. Inside is a slanted U, going the opposite direction of this one. Back out for the thumb. And again, the thumb is going to be shorter in length. You can see this finger is longer, shorter, bringing it back up to the sleeve of the jacket. Let's make nails on him. He's got these little claws or nails right here. So they're kind of like triangle shapes. Right there and there, and we'll make it on this hand too. Little triangles at the end of his fingers. All right, now we're bringing a line down from here to show the edge of his jacket. So I'm gonna flare this out a little bit more, all the way down, coming close to the bottom of the paper. Again, I'm gonna do it on this side. Maybe his hand's in front of this part of the jacket, so I'm gonna indicate that the line goes in back. Again, that's called an implied line. When it goes in back of the hand, something's overlapping it. We know it's there, but we don't draw it through. And again, bringing it out and down. And then a wavy line across the bottom to connect the ends there. All right, bringing a line down the center to show the middle part of his jacket. And maybe he's just got some wrinkles and folds in his jacket, so we'll draw some lines like this to indicate some wrinkles and folds in his jacket. Okay, looks pretty good. I'm gonna just fill in the bottom part of his face here. All right, let's start adding some color to Baby Yoda. I'm first gonna start with filling in the shape of his eyes. So for the eyes, I'm gonna do the pupil, the inside first. I'm gonna fill that in with black. Again, being real careful not to get the highlight filled in. We want to leave that open and white. Okay, so we have that eye filled in, and then coming over here, filling in this eye around the highlight. All right. I'm going to fill in some shadow areas with this. this part of the jacket. Again, I kind of penciled that in or used my pen to fill it in slightly, but I can go back and add the marker over it, just darken it up a little underneath his chin here. And so we'll do a little detail, shadow line kind of on the inside of his ear, here and here. All right, now I'm going to go on to using a kind of a darker brown for the color of his eye. So we're going around this space, there, and on this side. All right, let's fill in the inside of his ears. For the inside of his ears, they're a fairly light color. They're sort of translucent. So I'm going to use a peach color for this. You can use an orange color, a yellowish color for this. Something that just kind of like emits light through the back there. It'll work well. So there on that side, and again, this is the inside on this side. And I'm going to go on to the skin tone of Baby Yoda. Probably one of the funner colors to start using here. Green, very classic of the Yoda character here. So I'm just going to outline his face. Don't forget the bottom part of his ear here. I'm going to go around his whole face with this to outline that first. And the bottom part of his ear. Fill that in. Okay, now I'm just going to fill in the space in between here. And again, if you want to go back after you're finished adding some color, you can always go back with a pen and add some more details for his hairs or some more folds in his jacket. Really looks like it makes it a lot more interesting when you add a lot more of those detail lines. And coming around his eyes, again, I'm going to outline that shape first, so a little less room for error. I don't want to get into his eyes with the green color. Filling in the rest of his face. Okay, coming down here, I'm going to fill in his hands. It's going to be that same green color. Now I'm going to move on to his jacket. His jacket's going to be a kind of a light tan color. I'm going to outline that first, starting from the top. Now, if you guys are trying these drawings, I'd love to see them. If you post them in the comments section, show me how you guys are doing with these. Also, if you want to request a drawing, this was actually a request by a teacher, which is really cool. I said, absolutely, I'd do it. So if you want to request something, just leave it in the comments section and let me know. I'm going to outline this first all the way around. All right, I'm going to use the bigger end of the marker here for this one to fill in this space a little quicker. Again, if you don't have these markers, that's fine. Use whatever color you would like to add to this. Again, a crayon would work really well. Different types of markers. These are just markers that I have at my house that I like to use. You may not get the exact color, but that's okay too. It's cool to change up the color and make the colors look different as well. Alright, filling in the last marker strokes here. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Baby Yoda. Give it a try.